What?
Oh, nothing. I was
Okay,
just telling John.
okay. We're going live.
All right.
All right, we are live. Hello,
Woo-hoo.
everybody. Super excited for tonight. For those of you who are joining us, again, my name is Sierra Spencer, and I'm an eating psychology and diet recovery coach. And this is one of my besties, neighbor, and she's a doTERRA wellness advocate. She knows all things oils. And why I think it's so critical that she's here tonight is because they've made such a big difference, such a huge impact in my life and my stress levels. Um, when I first started doTERRA, when I first heard about essential oils, I honestly thought that they were just something that like made your house smell good, like one of those diffuser stick things. I'm like, oh, like a diffuser stick. Like, why do I care? But I think that, and I started using them as I became a teacher. And in my first year teaching, I haven't shared this story yet. For my teachers watching, you'll appreciate this is my very first year. I was teaching first grade down in Widefield at Pinello Elementary School. And I remember going to school every morning. I had a pretty challenging class and just telling myself, like, today's going to be a good day. Today's going to be a good day. Today's going to be a good day. It was very, very stressful, especially as a first year teacher. So I can't even imagine what teachers are going through now as, in the classroom. Now they're switching back to home. I feel like there's been a lot of unknowns and a lot of anxiety. And so besides, taking a bunch of anxiety medications or like, feeling like or even spiraling into this deep depression or having to struggle with daily anxiety, I really wanted to share with my teacher friends that there are other ways that you can start to help and manage your stress and your anxiety just in a different way. So Monday, I talked more about like stress and emotional eating. That's what I'm really passionate and what I'm really good at. Yesterday, we talked with the stress coach, Andrew, who kind of talked to us more about how to manage stress from like a root cause approach and looked at how can we manage really looking at stress as a discomfort and how can we make our lives more comfortable. Like, if you have a dresser that you keep tripping over, move the dresser kind of thing, those little discomforts. And so tonight I'm really excited to share a little bit more about something that's really has really impacted my life and my kids' lives and even my husband. I feel like husbands are always last to come around with this kind of stuff, but even my husband now, he's like, hey, where's the On Guard? Like, where's the calmer? I even have my babysitters asking me, like, where's the oil that helps them calm down, right? So it's really been such a huge thing for our family. So, Rachel, I would love to just, share with us, what kind of had you get started with oils and what's your story?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to just have some time to talk to everyone. And thank you, teachers. I have a first grader, and my daughter is in preschool. So I appreciate everything you're doing. I can't even begin to imagine, the different stress and anxiety you're going through, because I know I feel like a teensy bit of it just being on the other side of it. So thank you. But yes, my name is Rachel Grunther. I've actually been doing essential oils for, I would say, five, oh my gosh, I'm really aging, 6+ years now. My story began when I was pregnant, actually. I was struggling with like headaches, really bad headaches, some nausea, and I didn't know what to do. Especially with it being my first one, I knew like, okay, I shouldn't be like popping Tylenol when I'm pregnant. And I was in a small group with my church, and a friend was like, hey, have you ever tried essential oils? And I think, like Sarah alluded to, I was like, you a little crazy. But I was like, okay, at this point, like, what do I have to lose? Like, I want to feel better. I love the idea that it's something natural, and that I can do something natural to help take away my headaches and make me feel better. And so that was sort of my entry into like exploring into essential oils. And it honestly has just really grown from there. When you have like one good experience and I realized like, oh my gosh, this helped my headache. I wonder what it can do with, um, all areas like my stomach ache, or, I didn't eat something, it's not sitting right, is there something that can help me there? And then it's just been opened up plenty of opportunities for me to learn more and more about them. And it's more recently that I've really decided like I have this like gift and I don't want to like hold it inside anymore. And I would tell people about it, but now I'm trying to be more intentional with just letting people know that this is out there and that it can help them.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, share with it. So I wanted Rachel to really share with us some of her favorite oils and also specific oils that help with stress. Since we're talking about teachers, what kind of blends are the most important, especially in the season we're in right now. So I know like we've been talking a lot about immunity. We've been talking a lot about like, not just, again, like when you're stressed, your immunity goes down, right? So I would love for you to just kind of dive in and start sharing with us some of your favorite oils. What kind of things do you use or even recommend for beginners for oil?
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So when I was thinking about, you know, what I could share tonight, I really wanted to keep it like simple and basic because I could talk all day about this and just not, I want you guys to walk away with some nuggets of like, oh my gosh, I can do that. So, and then I tried to group it in three areas. Stress can be a big factor. But at the same time, what we just talked about, if our immunity's low, it can really make our stress higher. And when our stress is higher, it takes our immunity. So, one of the awesome oils doTERRA has for immunity, for building your immunity, you're in a classroom. Um, maybe this is inappropriate, but I sort of call it like the petri dish of, rooms, because there's just like so many different kids coming in and germs and fingers in mouth. And yeah, so On Guard is what we call like our protective blend. This is like an immune supporting powerhouse. And the awesome thing about On Guard is not only does it come in an oil form, we actually have an entire line of products as far as soaps and toothpaste. But the nice thing about this is you can, there's three ways to use essential oils. I won't go into all of them right now for the sake of time, but you can diffuse them, which is aromatically. You can, you can actually put them topically. So if you think of like my stomach hurts, I have a cough, you can put an oil topically, and then you can actually take them internally. So this is a great blend. Diffusing it, I basically start diffusing On Guard from like October on, and it's really a great blend to just help build your immune system, to help protect from outside threats, and to really just do your body a favor by getting like an extra source to help protect yourself.
So
So
how
that
does
it,
it
okay.
smell?
How does it smell? So I like the way it smells. So it has a lot of cinnamon and clove. It has some wild orange in it. Has some eucalyptus in it. And that's what this is, a blend. So in essential oils, you'll see two kinds of oils. You'll see a single oil that's basically an aromatic compound from a plant directly, and then a blend, which is a blend of different oils, which On Guard is. So that's why it has so many different oils in it. But it smells very good to me. I
I think
love it.
Christmassy or like I think it's the cinnamon, but I love just
Mhm.
using it and it's just an added bonus. Like it smells really good and
Yeah.
you know that you're like adding protectiveness
Properties. Yeah.
to your air.
Yeah.
So
All around.
how could we use it with like even kids or Teachers, if you have kiddos that you're trying to keep healthy, or
Mhm.
even like parents, I feel like that are trying to keep their kids healthy to help keep teachers healthy. How
Yes,
would you suggest
yes.
actually using this for like the best immune boost?
Yeah, so for me, diffusing from October on, constantly diffusing it. And the other amazing way is topically. So you can take this, and with children, and I'm more than happy to discuss online if there is questions on how to dilute it for your child. But you do want to dilute for your child with like a fractionated coconut oil or some kind of carrier oil. But we have these things called roller bottles, and they're amazing because you basically, I love it. I think that was one of the draws. I love making different blends and just seeing like how my body reacts versus my husband's or my kids. But you can make just a roller bottle, very easy, just anywhere from 5 to 15 drops depending on age, and a carrier oil. And then, believe it or not, the bottom of your feet, when you rub an oil on the bottom of your feet, it enters your bloodstream in like 30 plus seconds. And so it's just an amazing way to get the oil into your system the quickest. So for me, I have a blend with On Guard. Sometimes I have it just On Guard or add different oils that have other immune supporting properties. And I rub it on the bottom of my kids' feet every night and before school every morning. And you can roll it up and down your spine. And I do that every morning and every night. And if you do have a child that's starting to become under the weather, the awesome thing about oils is less is more. A lot of people think like, oh, I need 15 drops. Actually, you don't. I actually tell people just apply it more instead of just feeling like, oh my gosh, I need more oil. Just apply it more often. So if I feel like my kids are coming down with anything, especially if I have them home from school, every 3 to 4 hours, bottom of the feet, up and down the spine
Yeah.
is an amazing way to get it into their system.
Yeah, my daughter Emma, she's just turned 2. She will be like, "I need oils, mommy, oils, mommy," or she
Yes.
make stuff up like tummy hurts, oils,
Hmm.
mommy, on my tummy. So
Yeah.
I know I'm getting off topic here, but like oils for tummy, like one of my favorite blends that I use a ton with the kids is the
Digestion.
Digestin, but it's the kids one, so it's
Oh, the tamer.
the tamer. So it's like I
Yep.
rub that right on her belly, and it seriously helps her belly almost like immediately. Like there's ginger, all kinds of good stuff in there. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so my kids are used to like getting their oils before bed. If I forget, they remind me, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And the one thing I do is I ask the teachers, every school's different, but I ask my teachers, my kids' teachers every year, like, hey, if I give you a diffuser and a few oils, you know, can you diffuse it during the day? And it's hit or miss. Some schools have very, like they can't. But a lot of times, I've even just let them take it home. Anything I can do to help keep our teachers' immune systems up, and especially if you can get it in the classroom, it's going to be an all-around benefit for kids and teachers.
Awesome. Yay.
So what's that?
I said, show us your next oil.
Yes, so that's immune system. So then really focusing on the stress aspect of, teachers' stress, we can't get away from it. And so this is a newer oil for doTERRA, and I love this stuff. It's called Adaptive. It's hard to see, but it's actually called our calming blend. And this is all things like anxiety, mental health support. So basically, it's going to help boost your mood. It's going to help center you. It's going to help reduce any kind of anxious feelings, reduce any tension you have. So let's be real. I get a little nervous when I have to speak in front of people, even though everyone's like my friend and I know most everyone watching. But the cool thing about it is how I talked about, different ways to use them. One of the other ways, if you don't have your diffuser, I call it my ghetto diffuser. So literally take your hand, a drop of oil, rub it together. And that's like your little ghetto diffuser. And you have your hands with you everywhere you go. And this is literally take it everywhere you go. I keep one in the car. Hey, when someone cuts you off, like, got my adaptive. But no, it's all things just to help reduce your cortisol, reduce your stress levels, help center you, help you process in a more positive way, a more empowering way. And a lot of times I have found with stress, it's perspective, you know, being able to like take myself out of a situation to get a different perspective, to get a different viewpoint. And yes, that a lot of that is just having tools that I know tomorrow we're talking about meditation and different things like that. But sometimes just having an oil to just help bring, like I tell my kids, let's bring it down a notch. Sometimes we need to bring ourselves down a notch.
Yes, my daughter needs some adaptive at this very moment.
Yeah.
She's in the background. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite blends too. I diffuse it every night, like in my bedroom, to help me like go to. It's like I know there's a lot of different sleep oils, which are huge. I feel like we could do a whole class on like sleep oils.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
yeah.
one with anxiety. And will you tell us more about? I know that they have capsules too.
Yeah. So they've actually, adaptive was very well received in the community. Shocker, you know, because we're all like operating at high levels of stress. You know, I don't think it's a surprise, you know, we struggle with like the mental health arena. And so they've actually created this oil, but they also have capsules. So, you know, when you're able to take things internally, it's going to get in your system a whole lot quicker. And you're just going to be able to have a different impact than if you're just rubbing it or diffusing it. And so we actually have adaptive capsules, and I take those every day. I've personally, anxiety has been just sort of like that lifelong struggle I've had to deal with. And it's just a great alternative to play around with if you feel like you're struggling with some anxiety, some light depression. Um, Obviously not a doctor, but it's just a good way to help boost your serotonin, dopamine, and all those different levels in a more natural, healthier approach. And so it's been great. They have a bath oil now. So if you're one that like that's sort of self-care, you can relax by taking a bath, having this oil in there, amazing. Yeah, you could drink it. No, would not do that. But yeah, it's an amazing line. And they also have it in a roller bottle form, which I talked about earlier, where it's already pre-diluted for you. So it's a dream. So you can basically roll it on your wrist. A lot of times I like roll it over my heart, and sometimes roll it behind my ears. Those are good places to put those like emotional, anything to do with emotional and mental support. Those are good places to put to roll the oils on.
Love it. So good.
And then, so we touched on immunity, we touched on like stress. And then the next one I want to touch base on is energy, because I feel like teachers probably might be low on the energy scale, because I feel like a lot of teachers, it's like one venti coffee in their hand, just like, dear God. So two of my favorite oils for energy is peppermint and wild orange. Peppermint is such a versatile oil. I think when I mention it with my story, this is where I started with peppermint for headaches. But peppermint in itself is a very energizing blend. And so with wild orange, It is an awesome combo to just, if you need a quick pick me up in the afternoon, get your ghetto diffuser out, get a drop, rub it together, and you will notice just a quick boost in energy and pick me up. So it's a great blend to diffuse. It's probably one of my more favorites to diffuse versus taking it topically or internally. But you can also, you could make a blend of this in, like we talked about with the adaptive, you could roll it over your wrist, roll it over your heart, and you would get benefit out of that. But especially with any kind of blends for energy, the quicker you can get it like into your, and smelling it, I guess, the quicker it's gonna like hit your system. And we also do have a supplement that can also help with energy as well, which is a great, I don't remember what exactly is in it offhand, but it's a great blend and supplement to help with energy. But this, you can't beat this. And again, peppermint is amazing for any kind of digestion support. If you're struggling with nausea, pregnant mamas, maybe with morning sickness. It's very versatile to have on hand.
So two ways that I use both, those are probably two of my favorite oils. Like I use every morning. So when my alarm goes off at 5 a.m., part of my morning routine when I roll out of bed and I like stand up, basically, I have my oils on the side of my bed and I take a drop of orange and a drop of peppermint, rub them together and I'm like, woo, okay. I smell it and then I like rub it on the back of my neck and it's just like peppermint. It's like bright and you're awake. Like you're not going back to sleep after you inhale peppermint and orange.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like super
it would be hard to, yes.
And it's like, kind of like burning sensation a little bit if you get too much in there.
Yeah. There's a joke with anything. If you're, using your hands as your diffuser, let's wash them because things like peppermint tingle. And I won't go into too many details, but if you're not washing your hands, other things might tingle that you may or may not want to.
Yeah.
Life hack.
Also, you mentioned pregnant mamas and like nausea and morning sickness. Like peppermint was huge for me. I had really bad morning sickness. Also during my birth, I was really nauseous during labor. And my midwife actually just got a wet rag and just peppermint oil and just like literally held it. I was leaning over, and she literally just held it underneath me to just like smell. And it actually really helped because I think she tried to do lavender. I was like, what? No. And she tried peppermint and I was like, okay, that's better. Like pregnant or, mamas out there, peppermint's great too. But yeah, teachers like peppermint and orange if you're feeling like a slump in the afternoon. Even just like orange is just so happy. Like I think
it is
oils that
it's a bottle of happy.
It is. It's just so refreshing. And like I'll just give that a sniff when I'm feeling like down, honestly. Like if I'm like, I love it in the morning when you're like,
yeah.
That's such a good combo. I love that. So thank you for
sharing.
sharing.
And the cool, I didn't even mention this, but both of these oils you can add to your water. So wild orange and lemon are two of my favorites to add to my water. But citrus oils are naturally detoxifying anyway. So it's just a great way to get your water in if you get sick of just like plain water. And one drop is all you need. Like one drop of lemon is basically almost like taking a half a lemon or a lemon and like squeezing it in your water. So it's great. And then another little, just for this time of year, if you're like a peppermint hot cocoa type of gal or guy, what I've been doing is I got a new Nespresso machine, sidebar. This is very cool. But I've been taking my milk and frothing it. And one day I added a drop of peppermint to my milk. And you can do that on top of like hot chocolate or on top of coffee, or if you have more of a mocha type coffee, it's a
Yeah.
good way to
Yeah, love it.
use it too.
Love it. Oh, you made peppermint brownies one time.
Yes, yes, you
Oh,
like those.
I
And I would have never thought of it, but you know, chocolate and wild orange, you can also use wild orange.
Mhm.
And it was I think 3 or 4 drops of peppermint for an entire brownie batter. So
Yeah,
it
it goes a long
goes
way.
a long way.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so wrapping up, is there anything else that you feel like teachers need to know as far as like oils and stress score? Like how can they get started, or how can people get in contact with you if they're interested in maybe even trying oils out, or you know, how do people get in contact with you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, so maybe we can share,
Yeah.
you know, my handle. But on Instagram, it's b.utiffle_Rachel. Um, and I'm constantly, at least once a week, once every few weeks, with the holidays coming around, trying to do classes. And I'm really looking at branding a new class that's all virtual. That's actually fun. It's not going to be death by Facebook, 10,000 post parties, but it'd be on a Zoom where I go through the top 10 oils and just sort of go through each and every one of them and how they can really help benefit you and your family. So that's an awesome way to learn about the like basic top 10 oils. And I try to, you know, my goal is to help educate and empower families and moms. I especially have a heart for moms, military moms, and just helping you feel like you have other options and tools to turn to, other than feeling like I always have to run to the doctor or I have to pump my child with Tylenol. I just want to give people different options, and I just am passionate about talking other moms and women through that. So I would love to connect with anyone. If anyone has any questions, again, I could talk for hours, but that's not the point tonight. So I love just talking to them. What are your concerns, and how can, you know, what are some other options that that may help you?
Love it. Awesome. Well, if you guys are watching this, any teachers or anyone that's watching this that is interested in oils, like please feel free to comment below, like me and Rachel or I
Mhm.
will hook you up. We'll get you in the right spot, at least to just start a conversation again with, okay, like what are you struggling with? Is it anxiety? Like, is it like high stress? Is, you know, what's going, a lot of times, like I work with a lot of clients that have a lot of digestive issues that are related to stress. And when we start managing our stress, their digestive ailments like solve themselves. So again, if those are some of the things you're struggling with as far as anxiety, stress as a teacher, or you know, or maybe you're watching this, you have a teacher friend, like reach out. Rachel's such a giving person, and she would love to chat with you about how oils can help you manage your stress. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Rachel. This was so fun, and
Yeah.
I love oils, and I don't talk about it too much, but I'm really such an oily person, and in all the right ways, and it's
Definitely. All the right ways.
all the right ways. So thanks again, Rachel, and be sure to follow Rachel on Instagram, and Facebook, and you know, comment
Yeah.
below me or send her a direct message if you have any questions or just want to chit chat with her.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right.
Thank you so much, Sierra.
Yes.
And thank you all for hopping on.